The first runner-up, Miss Harris County, Lisa Patino. The new Miss Texas, Miss Galveston County, Chelsi Smith.
From South Padre Island, Texas, the 1995 Miss USA pageant, Texas.
A motivational speaker and child advocate from Houston, Texas, I am Chelsi Smith.
Chelsi Smith!
Wow, Texas has had more winners than any other state, and this crowd obviously thinks Chelsi could be their 7th Miss USA.
All right, that's happening. Miss Texas.
Well, I was actually raised by my grandparents, and probably the most important thing they ever taught me was to be proud of my biracial background.
Miss Texas, Chelsi Smith, 21 years old, elementary education major from Houston, also interested in motivational speaking. Now, it's interesting to me, when you won the Miss Texas title, the press referred to you as an African American, and you took umbrage to that. What was that about?
Well, I am biracial, and I'm half black, half white,
Yeah.
and even though I was so proud to be acknowledged as African American, I also have another side to my family, and I really would have felt bad, and I know they really would have felt bad if I would have left them out, because it was so important, because actually the Caucasian side raised me, and I really need to recognize them.
And so you just want to make sure that the distinction is still there?
Exactly,
Yeah.
yes.
Now, it says that you're also a motivational speaker. Who do you speak to?
I speak to a lot of youth, a lot of inner city youth actually, and I speak a lot on a lot of topics of being biracial, just racism topics, and just having fun in school, and just being yourself and being proud of who you are.
You just go like elementary schools?
Elementary school, junior high, and high school level.
What's the most responsive audience?
Junior high. They love you. Actually, because elementary school, they're kind of getting into a lot of topics that I'm talking about,
Yeah.
and junior high, everybody's starting to kind of identify with each other and find out what peer group they want to be with.
Right, right. Okay, great. Thank you, Chelsi Smith, Miss Texas. Step over there. The judges will lock in their votes. Miss Texas. Miss Texas, Chelsi Smith. All right. Digging deep. And Chelsi comes up with judge number 10. That is you, Jim Jeffcoat.
Miss Texas, there's a renewed interest recently in passing a constitutional amendment to allow school prayer. Do you think that's a good idea?
Well, I am very religious myself, and I am a Christian, and I do believe that if you are religious yourself and you would like to pray in school, you should be allowed that choice. Taking it out fully, I think, is wrong, but you still should be allowed that choice.
Okay, Chelsi, stay right there, please. Judges locking in their votes. Thanks, Miss Texas. Now, we bring out Miss Texas, Chelsi Smith. Chelsi, here's the question. Recently, Hillary Clinton consulted a group of female journalists about changing her image. If you were her advisor, what would you suggest that she do?
I would tell her not to change her image, actually. I believe very strongly in who I am, and I've seen 50 ladies tonight who believe very strongly in who they are, and I really think that Hillary Clinton wouldn't have made it as far as she has if she wouldn't have been herself. So I really, truly think she should stay exactly the way she is.
Right. Chelsea, thank you. Right over here, and finally, and then there were two.
Wow.
Yes. Now, as I'm about to reveal the name of the first runner-up and the new Miss USA, we have to remind you about the importance of the first runner-up. Very important job.
That's right, you see, because if Miss USA can't complete her reign for any reason, and of course there is the possibility that she could be crowned the new Miss Universe on May 12th in Namibia in Southern Africa, then that means that our first runner-up will become the brand new Miss USA.
All right, here we go. Ladies, you ready? Take a deep breath. This is it. The first runner-up is Miss New York.
Shayna Baszler. Chelsi Smith, you are the new Miss USA. Live from exotic Namibia, the 1995 Miss Universe pageant with your host, USA.
Celebrating 75 years of the women's right to vote, from the USA, I am Chelsi Smith.
What a final spot. One last chance to become Miss Universe 1995, and that chance belongs to Miss USA, Chelsi Smith.
Wow, now the last time an American won Miss Universe was back in 1980, but a lot of people think Chelsi has a very good chance tonight.
And Miss USA.
I do work out and try to eat right. To me, a woman's body is a major part of her femininity. It deserves to be cared for and celebrated.
Miss USA. Thanks, Arlene. Next up is Miss USA, Chelsi Smith. Go ahead, reach in there, Chelsea, and come up with a judge. It's judge number 6. That is Phil Gallo. Phil, your question.
Do you think the world would be a better place if we just had one world government and no separate countries?
No, I don't believe so at all. I think a lot of the separate countries have their own cultures, their own backgrounds, and even though all the governments may not be perfect, I think that the unity of each of the nations is very important. I've met a lot of wonderful ladies from different countries, and I couldn't see them all living in one country. I think each of them are very unique and special in their own way.
All right, Chelsea, stay right where you are. That Miss India had is, if you had the power to do anything you wished to improve the status of women in your country, what would you do?
Well, actually, I think they have come a long way so far. I do wish that people would look at women as just as they look at all men, just equally in power. I know a lot of women that can do anything that they choose, and I am one of those women, and there are 80 of these women that are here today. So I think that women are doing very well, but I'd like to see people treat them as they should.
Okay, Miss USA, step right over here. Join us. We're about to reveal the name of the first runner-up in the new Miss Universe. Let me remind you of the importance of the first runner-up. You do it,
That's
Daisy.
right, because, you see, if Miss Universe can't complete her reign for any reason at all, that means that the first runner-up will then become the new Miss Universe.
Here we are, ladies. The first runner-up is Miss India, Chelsi Smith. You are the new Miss Universe. Congratulations, can you believe it? The cash awards, the gifts are yours. You take your place in a very special sisterhood, and we congratulate you and all the delegates for being such beautiful examples of women in the 90s. And now, The stage is yours, Miss Universe Chelsi Smith, Miss Universe 1995.